So you get a fifth bonus video. How about that? All right. So let's look over here again. This is our number line. And we started off with 0. And then we went over 1 unit to the left. And we called that -1. And we went over 1 unit to the right. And we called it +1. Now let's see what happens if we go to 2. +2, -2. -2 plus 2 gives you 0. If I have 2 and I take away 2, you have 0. So the idea is now this is my center. So we went from 0 to 0 to 0. Okay, that's what this math stuff is really going to help you out with. This science stuff for. This math stuff is going to help you with the science stuff because it's going to help you to see things from a math point of view, but that's being modeled across the board called science. So if I have 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, these are called your unit side. -1, -2, -3. This is called your scale side. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, if I have 0 plus 1, that equals 1. If I have 0 plus 2, that equals 2. So let's see how we can unify this math into a picture of circles. Well, it says when I have 0 plus 1 unit, I should have 1. So I have a circle now that is being made with a circumference of 1. That means now you can have half of something or the inside of something with a decimal point. In other words, point 0.1 plus 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 point 0.1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, point 0.1. So notice I added a bunch of decimal points or a bunch of little parts in order to get the unit called 1. And I'm going to do the same thing to get to number 2. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this. This is probably a little bit more than what we need, but it's good visually. 2 minus 1 equals what? Hopefully you said 1. 2 multiplied by 0.5. Or in other words, what's half of 2? Let's look at this. If I have a circle inside here at 1, and then I have a circle on the outside, and this is called 2, half of a circle now is called what? What is this portion? Well, that right there is going to be called a diameter. And that's going to be important when you're differentiating between two different sides of something. Remember, we're trying to model representation and analyzation. And so I can say, oh, I got half of my circle. I want it on the +2 side, or do I want it on the 0 side? Now you have a direction and you have a location. You have a direction and a location. And this is what we're calling scale. To have both of these things is to create a unit. I have two small pieces, one unit over here, one unit over here. But together, you can call them 0 plus 2 equals 2. So if I had 0 plus 1, I still get 2. Here's 1, and here's 1. And that gave me a new way to view this thing, or a new way to unify as the number 2. This is why we're going to be using your 2-to-1 ratio and 1-to-2 ratio. It will never go away because it is everything that you need to represent data and to analyze data. Two to one and 1-to-2, and these are ratios. See you next time.